Welcome everyone back to the Pepo Coin channel. If you are new to the channel, I hope you will subscribe by the end of this video. Let's get started and actually discuss a lot of the events that have occurred in the past several weeks, with a focus on the SEC. Because the SEC has been a major issue for the past 4 years or so. They have actually been a major barrier to the expansion of this entire area, not just 5 times larger than it is now, but 10 to 100 times more. And if you think that number is crazy or absurd, I want you all to realize that if the right regulations were in place and adoption resulted, cryptocurrency could grow to incredible proportions and end up in the hands of hundreds of millions of people overnight. The SEC is currently making some of the most significant measures to really make it a reality both domestically and internationally. Let's begin with Cynthia Lummis's post, which stated that U.S. asset managers should become competitive in the worldwide market. We now have a partial explanation of the motivations behind and goals of this lesson. We asked them to answer the following questions, and they do so in this document. They have till April 1st to do so. So once more, it seems like we are beginning to feel a little bit of pressure on the SEC side, not just from senators, but if we consider what has been going on for the past few weeks, we can go all the way back to Davos, right? Both BlackRock and I would want to mention Morgan Stanley, and they both asked the SEC to authorize tokenization efforts pertaining to stocks and shares in the United States. Now, what if we consider that? The biggest names seem to be putting a lot of pressure and urgency on the SEC right now. And you know what? It's functioning. We cross over here. Remember how I told you that the SEC was halting numerous litigation, including the Binance and Coinbase ones, of course? Yes, there are a couple more that might be put on hold. This was a significant change on the SEC side because it once more demonstrated that, okay, this anti-crypto agency is becoming let's encourage innovation, let's encourage technological advancement in the United States as well. They began by halting numerous instances. Naturally, we now examine the most significant case on this list, the Ripple case, since it continues to be one of the largest in the history of cryptocurrency. Therefore, we must undoubtedly concentrate on that. The current due date for that is April 16. As we'll discuss in this video, many people have been thinking that we will probably see a settlement beforehand. The SEC withdrew its appeal in a case involving crypto broker-dealer rules that would have granted the agency jurisdiction over decentralized crypto protocols, which is the major information we received here on the 20th. This one was significant. Additionally, this, along with the hold on the cases, kind of suggested that a change is in fact occurring, as if it were happening right now. We don't need to make assumptions about whether or not this SEC will support cryptocurrency. They're demonstrating to US that they are. However, it promptly followed up with this, which actually did occur. This occurred yesterday. OpenSea. The SEC Gov's Enforcement Division is taking another step back and ending its probe into the NFT platform OpenSea. And now the CEO of OpenSea has given us an update. The SEC is wrapping up its OpenSea probe. Everyone who is building and creating in our area benefits from this, in addition to misinterpreting the law and demonstrating or slowing progress. Attempting to categorize NFTs as securities would have been a step backward. All creators, regardless of size, ought to be free to create without needless restrictions. Listen, I totally concur. And this is a tremendous triumph for the industry, in my opinion, and there were many more. Well, consider what transpired. First, we were able to take a break from cases. The SEC has withdrawn its appeal of the crypto broker-dealer regulations case. Next, the OpenSea inquiry is now complete. The case was then dismissed. Every defendant in every case longs to hear those 2 words. With complete permission, we may make an announcement today. Our lawsuit is being dropped by the SEC Gov. No compromise or solution will be reached. A wrong will just be righted. From the SEC, that's not something we hear very often. We can take our eyes off the ball, but we still have work to do. To make sure that this kind of illegal activity doesn't occur again, legislation is essential. Until we have the distinct responsibilities required to allow the business to genuinely flourish in the United States, we will not give up. Cooperation will be essential. We are eager to collaborate with the SEC staff and Congress on this next stage of development. I would like to express my gratitude to Coinbase's outstanding legal staff as well as our attorneys at Watch Hale and Sullivan and Cromwell for their arduous efforts on this foolish witch hunt. Additionally, I would want to express my gratitude to Brian Armstrong, as well as several of their board members. We had the opportunity to alter the standard procedure for how a publicly traded corporation reacts to a lawsuit brought by a significant regulator. The United States may now at last return to its core competency of creating cutting-edge technology that advances global society. Listen, too. Everyone hoped the new SEC would stop its enforcement campaign against cryptocurrency, but it's still incredible to see it happen this way. This is enormous, and we even received an update from a lawyer in the field who, mentioned this. Almost never do the agencies leave a lawsuit without at least securing a settlement that saves their face. This is a complete triumph. Yes, this is the reason I keep telling people, especially those who own XRP. The SEC is going to be entirely eliminated. We are seeing the change now. They've gone totally crazy. Now it's serious. I should say that it's happening or that it has happened. Given the size of this industry as a whole, we may expect to see tremendous growth in the years to come. This excites me greatly. In addition to this, Jeremy Hogan gave us a brief update stating that the Coinbase case was dismissed with prejudice, which means it cannot be refiled in the future, and that there was not even a settlement agreement with some little concessions. I suppose the SEC is making significant cryptocurrency steps now, rather than waiting for Atkins to be verified. Then, of course, we're waiting on Ripple, right? Time is running out. This was also quoted by Brad Garlinghouse. Let's just say that, as far as I'm aware, I'm among the many impatient people. This SEC has made it apparent that it wants to move swiftly past the previous administration's failing enforcement and regulation policies. So, pay attention. Things are going to happen quickly in the area right now. I can't wait to see what the future holds.